For the Mega Ball number, that is 4. Again, tonight's winning numbers are 11, 22, 7, 29, 38, and the gold Mega Ball is 4.
Well, did you get lucky? Because that is last night's Mega Millions draw. Just one winning ticket was sold for the $1.1 billion prize. It went to someone in New Jersey who was chosen to stay anonymous. Most of these gigantic jackpots for games like Mega Millions and Powerball have really just happened in the past 2 years after lottery organizers made the games much harder to win. Americans are now spending record amounts of all types on lottery games. So how did the lottery come to play such a big role in our lives? Brooke Silva Braga looked into that.
Every day, in more than 40 states, millions of Americans wait for their numbers to come up.
1 minute.
1 minute mic check, thank you.
Just last year, more than $100 billion was spent on the lottery.
The first ball up.
That's more than concerts, movies, books, and streaming services combined.
Give me 2 set for life.
And that money pours into places like Honeybee Convenience, a so-called lucky store in Staten Island, New York.
And you play to make money, you play because it's fun.
I play to pay bills.
4 lottery players have become millionaires here.
718.
Many others have tried.
Do you have a daily budget?
Yeah, I have a daily budget, no more than 50 a day.
No more than 50 a day. How's business for the lottery?
As good as it's ever been.
Jonathan Cohen's history of the American lottery, For a Dollar and a Dream, is a story of misplaced hope.
Another one.
No winner.
Starting with the politicians who legalized the lottery. In the 1960s, cash-poor states noticed the mob was making a killing on illegal gambling and saw an opportunity. New Jersey Congressman Cornelius Gallagher argued if this revenue could be channeled to the state through a daily lottery, we could abandon all taxation in New Jersey and increase every service in our state 4 times over.
That was the argument used to make the lottery happen.
That's right.
While that windfall never arrived, help with the budget remains the lottery's key selling point.
The California Lottery has raised more than $37 billion for California's public schools.
That's true over nearly 4 decades, but the fine print reveals in any one year, the lottery covers less than 1.5% of the state school budget. And after studying years of research on the subject, Cohen argues the lottery is largely funded by a small group of heavy players.
And that group is disproportionately less educated, lower income, non-white, and male.
Some of these guys come in here, they play like $400 or $500. They got like a grocery list.
But state budgets now count on this money. And in lottery commission meetings across the country, we found states not just allowing their citizens to gamble, but constantly searching for ways to increase their play.
We're seeing a trend that is concerning, flat to declining revenues there. I know that we're working on this.
Scratch-off sales were down $12 million. That continues to be alarming, and that's one of the things that we're really looking at.
We have seen some weakness in scratch sales. We've made some adjustments to our game plan, and we'll see if we see an impact from those changes.
You'd expect that at like a board meeting of MGM Las Vegas Casino. You don't expect that of like government officials seeing that it's a problem that people in their state are not gambling enough.
Brian O'Dwyer is the chairman of the New York Gaming Commission, which runs the nation's largest lottery.
Should the government not only be allowing, but in the case of New York State, spending $90 million a year advertising, encouraging their citizens to gamble? Is that the role of the government?
It is the role of the government. It could be somebody else. It has been somebody else. It's been the mafia. Why are we spending money? Because it's good for New Yorkers. 2 reasons. Good for New Yorkers for education. Good for New Yorkers because we've taken away the profit motive of illegal gambling.
People look at who's gambling, and disproportionately these lotteries are funded by people on the lower end of the income spectrum. Does that concern you at all?
I don't think it really shows, particularly the lottery, does not really show that people in the lower income are really abusing the lottery.
So some researchers say that is the case. If you became convinced that was the case, would you feel differently?
What I would be more inclined to do is to address the problem of problem gambling. I think that's the answer that we have to be cognizant of, and we are.
New York, like many states, directs a small share of lottery money to problem gambling prevention. But Cohen says the lottery's continuing success each year selling more than the last.
It's all right. I could try next time.
Tells us something deeper about these games' appeal.
You know, there's this old phrase that a lottery is a stupid tax or a tax on people who are bad at math. And I think that's totally unfair. I think a lot of lottery players sort of reason that they don't have a chance, maybe not even at wealth, at sort of financial stability. And the lottery, even if it's 1 in 292.2 million, offers some chance. Mathematically irrational, but sort of culturally, socially, politically, economically makes total sense.
Can't win if you don't play.
That's right. And somebody's got to win, it might as well be you.
We reached out to the state commissions you saw in the piece. The Oregon Lottery told us, quote, "Our mission is to maximize revenue commensurate with the public good." New Jersey and Texas declined to comment.
This is such a mixed bag because you do get the point that if you're spending $50 a day on buying these tickets, that adds up. But at the same time, if someone's going to be making money off it, might as well be the state and all of us, right?
One thing that struck me in reporting this story is what a fuzzy line it is between an avid player and a problem player, and it's hard to make that distinction.
Brooke Silva Braga, I have more questions. Thank you so much.